Hello, Zimbabwe, mamukasei, a very good morning, mangwanani, akanaka. So, we are back early this morning because we want to find out what really happened. So, I have been busy lately, and I never had time to rest throughout the night because I'm working all time, and I was trying to find out what really happened. So because of that, I managed to get some new details, some new information regarding what happened to Livingston. So there is a new version, which I believe that is the most correct and most accurate version of what really happened and what really transpired, and what took place on Livingston. So there is an audio which I would wish to play, where a family member of Livingston narrated how Livingston was found. Because the earlier reports we had with that they found him in a shallow grave. But the information we have at this moment is that they just found him not in a shallow grave, but at a place where it is believed that he hanged himself. And it's so sad that this is the new information we are about to report, but there is nothing we can do about it because we were not there. The authorities were there and they know better, far much better than us. So I would want to play that that audio so that we get to know what really happened, because it's still shocking, because we have a lot of people coming in and giving their own thoughts regarding this matter. So Livingston Sunwa was believed to be murdered, but other information is saying otherwise. The information at hand right now is saying otherwise, and we now need to wait for the police report to give us the actual information about Livingston. It's taking too long for me to be able to open this this audio, but I believe that it's very important for us to take note of that audio. Yes. So listen carefully.
Nana deputy kuchikoro vatazotenderwa kupinda sitatenderwa tiri 1-3 saka tiri pakati pemeeting pazopinda mapurisa atoti meeting chibve matoimisa ipapa vanhu uyai kunoku vatatorwa weugama vatafamba kwataenda kusaidi meonini mefenzi echikoro vatadzika vatati fambi vatazikwa tiri kuenda kwacho kuvhale vatatosiya motikari uku vatapinda muvhale imomo ndo patazoona tanga tagadzikwa pasi vatatsanangurirwa kuti munhu zvatiri kupinda kuoneka munhu arimo wakaonekwa nevanhu padhuze ipapo vachitsvaga uku ndo pawazooneni vatazopinda ipapo vatatoona zvishuwa papaine bhutsu dzechikoro nebhandi rekuchi nemubhutsu makapfekerwa vhesi rewaiti rarakapfekerwa mubhutsu. Vatati fambe hatizomboti fambi ipo panzvimbo pacho ipapapo ndobvatazoona bvudzi. Vatati fambi tibva tatoratidzwa mutambo painge kasungirwa pamuti papaine mutambo inonzi shoelace yanga ine mechira chichibva tabva ipopo vatati dzike takutopinda murwizi ndipota vatatanga kuona mapfupa maribs tichidzika tichingoona maribs amwe acho anga kutofusirwa inonzi inonzi chipedu tinoti mutsakwani uyo kwaitojokonya nemwiti mamwe maribs mapfupa achitobuda pasi chichito chingonhonga tichidzika topoti dzikei vatazonhonga musoro kudzasuko tichingoti zvakangoti zvangozara murwizi zvichingotakurwa nemvura nemazino zvitonhonga vachingoita zvavo zvemapurisa izvo ndivatozoouya ndofambiro wataita sorry
So this is the audio from the relative, and from this relative, she is saying that it is believed that he hanged himself because there is evidence of a shoelace, as she mentioned, kuti tatona shoelace iri panzvimbo, and they are saying vaona butsu and so forth. So this is contrary to the earlier reports which he had got from the people who purported that they had gone there, who said that he was in a shallow grave. So we tried to dig deeper so as to ascertain what really transpired, because what was worrying us was that there were no arrests at this moment which were mentioned, which means if there were no arrests, what was really happening? That was so troubling us. So with this information now, it seems as if CID Nyanga went there on a search party on its own, and that is the same time when Madam Boss Pawanga told their own search party. So CID Nyanga managed to find the remains of Livingston, but according to this audio I just played, they found his remains scattered all over, but they were not in a grave, they were not in a shallow grave. So what they managed to identify was the clothes, the school uniform, and the school shoes, and the vest and the belt. That is what they are saying they managed to identify. So the question now, the remaining question is, those who were saying there was a blanket, we haven't seen that narrative coming out. But I would want to go on to another story which was reported by Joy Nikadzino, where she tried to explain. So I found that on Madam Boss's page, she was crying, and we didn't manage to get what we really wanted from her. So we have relied on Joy's report, and according to Joy, she is stating similar reports to what the relative just confirmed to us here. So I want to play that audio and see whether we can have a conclusive analysis regarding this matter. So I will not play it from the beginning because of our time.
Fruitful, so we were actually like waiting for other groups. What are they bringing us? So everyone came. Very fruitful. You guys, you can come with me. We were actually like now losing hope, but we're also praying hard, like, God, we need to know the truth. We need to find the truth. So, but so in our thinking capacity, then we're like, maybe. We need mapadza, we need tools, because we don't have tools. So vatanokumbira matools kuchikoro. Guys, guess what happened? They denied us. They did not give us any tools. Tanyimwa mapadza, kunyimwa padza rekucheresa kuchera pano patoda kuti tione kuti how far tanyimwa mapadza tanyimwa mabhadza isusu. Then we were like, okay guys, toita sei? Then mabhadza bhazo nokumbirwa kumaraini. Anditi akumbirwa kumaraini. Atoti vanhu bavadini but not apana chiripo. Then we were like, guys, I think zvaramba. Mwana uyu akaenda kupi? So munenge mane questions akawanda and hamusi kuziva kuti tochiita sei. Toita sei, because this was our last hope yekuti tinofanira kuwana mwana, but ari papi, ari kupi mwana wachona? What is really going on? Saka tamira paipai. But ati guys, kubva nezuro hatisati tadya. Handiti hatisati tadya. Let's just look for something to eat zvevanhu vese. So patiri kubuda tichiita kunodai, so tauda ndotsvaga food kuti tidzoke futi after lunch. Ndo patiri kufonerwa nemunsikana ngari pateam search yedu zvikazi guys teiseidzokai kunoko pane zviri kuitika. So isusu patachita zvezvatachita bvamakusenda hatina kuziva kuti CID inyanga yanga yatouya kudhara kubva nezuro, yanga yagara itori muarea before us vachiita messages avo. I wanna say heads off to Inyanga CID, heads off to Inyanga police, and those guys vakahandla this case from day one. Dai pakawanikwa information. So I'm not gonna go into details. There's but I'm just gonna tell you zviri pachena zvisingakanganise investigation. Then ndobva tadzoka paipai ndobva taenda kunhu kwokuti guys, munoziva pane distance yaunotarisira kuti mwana angadzi akafamba. That distance is just too much, and it's a gully valley. Mukatikati pakati pemakomo pekuti you can never imagine kuti pangadzi pane mwana angafambe nangwa achienda kunozviuraya pakati pemakomo ipapo ari ega. Handiti so ndopabva pazowanikwa zvinhu izvozvozvo. So the other information is saying there is a person who saw this boy, I think achiri munyoro, aine blanket rake akavharwa ikoko. I mean, whatever that was happening there. Ndobva inini mafungiro angu, because ringodzi akataura akadzinyarara. So we want to know now kuti ndiani akamuti nyarara. 1, 2, kuti izvoni obviously paakaona izvo akaenda kunoripota kuchikoro, handiti. Then vanhu vekuchikoro they did nothing about it. So panzvimbo paipai pawanikwa mapfupa, school uniform, zvimwe muchazoziviswa, but this is the information that I'm giving you. Isina madetails akanyanya. Ndo zvinhu zvatasangana nazvo guys. But we are not stopping here. We are not stopping here. Why? We want to know what happened to Livingston. Yes, it's also, there are other people who are just evil on social media. We were happy because now the family has got closure. If we did not stand up as us, and it panga pasina closure, but right now there is closure, and there is now closure. So mapfupa aya atorwa akuendeswa kuforensic as the family waits for the results. But isusu we are saying we are not stopping at anything. Why? Because Daikurukunzi, whoever wepachikoro apa had nothing to do with this. And zvairatidza kuti izvoni vaidai vakaisa effort. And also Madam Boss had a chance to talk to one of the teachers there. Akainterviewa mwana mushure mekunge adzoka kupolice. Vanyatsotaura kuti mwana akanga achitya kutaura paakadzoka. He had information that he wanted to say, but he couldn't say this information because airatidza kuti ari kutya someone who was above him. So there is still a lot of investigations ari kufanira kuitwa kuti tiziye kuti akatora mwana akabuda naye, because rwendo rwakafamba raida rwakafambwa nemunhu wani. ndiani munhu iye akafamba nemwana rwendo irworwo. So now takuzvisiyira ku-CID, but ndiri kunyepa, ndiri kunzwa kuda kutenda nazvino the CID yekuinyanga.
So you have heard from Joy Nyikadzino. She was one of the people who were there. She was one of the people who witnessed what was happening. So according to her, they found the bones scattered on the ground, and I believe that is the correct version because it is linking up with that version we played earlier of a family member who was part of the search team. So having these two reports linking up, we now have a conclusion that indeed Livingston's remains were found scattered all over, and others were scattered near in the river and so forth. So this is the reason why they've been found parts, not the whole body. They found the head, the ribs, and other parts of the legs and so forth, and other very important parts were not located or were not found. It's because he was not buried underground, but his body was just on the open surface. And what had happened is that the other parts were just covered by leaves and so forth. So that is what we have at this moment, and we are going to wait for the police report so that we know what really transpired. We will know if they are going to arrest a lot of people or some people, if they are going to question and investigate some people, probably the school authorities. We are just going to wait for that to happen. So this is it. CID Nyanga went on to the search, and they coincided with the search yana Madam Bosi Vanga Vakaronga, and at the same moment they managed to find the remains of Livingston. So we are going to wait for the forensic reports to ascertain whether these remains truly belong to Livingston. But the clothes which were found around, they are of Livingston. But the question which is being raised is that the distance was too long for Livingston to have traveled alone. If he wanted to kill himself, he would have just killed himself around the school premises. That is another version which is coming out. But what we have seen from these audios is that indeed they saw a shoelace, which shows that he hanged himself. That is a very shocking narrative which we have found that you cannot believe it, which means it is going to be difficult in this case to have people being arrested, to have some people being taken to court or to bring justice. But we leave everything in the hands of CID because they know how they are going to handle this case. They know the probabilities of Livingston killing himself or another person chipping in. And they are going to use that experience and that information to investigate further and find what really happened. If the school authorities and the police had acted in time, if they had done what they were supposed to do in time, the remains of this young man would have been found earlier enough. And indeed, if there is somebody who saw the remains of Livingston whilst they were fresh, and that person reported and was silenced, indeed, we need to find out who did what. And it's so sad. That is the situation we have. 6 months later, Livingston remains have been found, and we are going to see how this case unfolds, and we are going to see if we are going to get real justice and closure regarding this matter. Who is involved in the murder of Livingston? Did he hang himself? Was it suicide? Was it murder? Those are the questions we need to have answered. So, according to the people who were there, they are saying that the school is professing ignorance. And I don't know why, but we just give them the benefit of doubt that maybe they didn't want to interfere with what was happening. Maybe they knew that the police was in the area and they didn't want to interfere with the investigations. That is maybe. We are not so sure. So we are going to wait and we will continue coming here up until we find justice for Livingston, because somebody cannot just vanish for 6 months without the school putting much effort to trace him. If they had deployed the school children to go and search for him, angadai akawanika probably much earlier, even without the police. And with the aid of the police, it was going to be very, very, very fantastic. So I don't know how sniffer dogs works, because we've seen that in most cases they failed to make use of them. So if they were deployed earlier in time, they would have traced the whereabouts of Livingston directly from the school down to when he is believed that he killed himself. So Team Zimbabwe, I love you all. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like, please comment and share. I've been very busy. I need to rest now. So thank you very much for coming here. Thank you very much for being here with us. Your support is very, very important. So ngasangane in other programs. We have a lot of programs to cover today. We just hope and believe that our time is going to allow us to do so. So ndo zvazvakaita.